this morning about how we have a lot of like little mini deaths throughout our life of ourselves, like versions of ourselves that kind of die off. Like for example, when I was a kid, I had this thing where when I was going to sleep at night, whenever I closed my eyes, I had to be looking directly at a light source. Whether that was like the clock, the nightlight, TV, whatever. I had to be like closing my eyes while I was looking directly at the light. Otherwise, the next day would be a bad day in my mind. But I don't do that anymore. And so like, that part of me kind of died off in a sense. Like I stopped engaging in that behavior, and so that behavior stopped existing. I stopped putting my life force into that version of being and into other things, or maybe not even other things, but it's like I stopped doing this specific behavior and became more, I directed that life force that I was putting into that behavior into the rest of my other behaviors instead. It's like redirecting the life force, the life energy. And I feel like throughout our entire lifetime, there's so many of those little tiny like ego deaths or whatever, where we stop doing one thing and then we kind of like evolve into better, maybe worse versions of ourselves, where we're directing our energy into other places. And I feel like the final death, like when you actually die, I feel like the goal is kind of to have died so many little deaths that when you finally die, you have nothing left to hold on to. Mm-hmm. And you can just die and transition from life to death with no baggage.
I was thinking about the same thing.
Yeah.
What if
deaths, yeah.
And it's like this. It's like, does even asking the question matter to the fulfillment of our souls? And to be honest, I don't know. I think it's worth digesting. But after a certain point, maybe it's worth just existing.
Like eventually it might rob you of the present moment, which is the whole point.
Yeah. Once you realize it's a paradox, you just move forward. I gotta be honest though, I am afraid of enlightenment.
Why?
Because you cease to, I used to say that, or I still kind of believe, like when you see a homeless guy laughing at me on the streets, it's like, I sometimes worry that that guy's enlightened. And he is...
I agree.
Every single time I see that, I'm like, he has everything figured out.
And he is on the higher plane, and I am here with my attachments, my iPhone, my Apple Watch, and you know, I am afraid to jump onto the next plane and lose my sanity. Is it my job? Is it my role to go onto the next plane? Is that my inevitability? Am I going to waste thousands of lifetimes to get to that? I don't know. So that's my worry. But that's, sorry, this is a Buddhist
Well, what does enlightenment
Yeah.
mean to you? I don't understand.
If we're taking the reincarnation route, it means existing without time and redefining consciousness completely.
I feel like enlightenment isn't really so complicated and out there. I think enlightenment is just, I think it's kind of like overstated, and like it's made to be this like insane like new perspective of life, which it is, but I think mostly it's kind of just being able to live this life with your attachments, but to be detached from them to a degree where like you understand why you do the things you do, and you understand the flow of energy throughout this given life, and you can choose to care about things, but it's that there's a certain level of just like taking a step back and observing it all, like observing your avatar, like this embodiment, and just letting it be what it is, and just watching it and letting it fulfill its desires, because you are not your attachments or your desires. It's just this body and this mind has these desires and these attachments, and it's going to always, even desire to not have a desire is desire. And you just have to let it be what it is. It's kind of like taking care of a child almost. Like for me, I like to think of myself as like, I am living with this girl named Kara, and she likes to do these things, so I'll let her do these things. I'm just gonna sit here and like watch her do it. And if she starts to get in trouble, like I'll give her a little guide and like hold her back, but I'm not gonna try to like control her experience of this world. I'm just gonna sit back and watch it and let it happen and feel the pain that she feels